This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. Saturday morning programming continues, brought to you by Outlook Financial Center. I'm Clint Myers, and this is the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. Good morning.
Good morning, Clint. Good morning, David. Good morning, all those who are listening. And it's been a great couple weeks here in Troy, Ohio. We've had a lot of activity, and today's no exception.
Today is no exception. You're right there. Let's go back. We'll talk about last weekend. Had Festival of Nations. Also had the Mayor's Concert. Had Linda Lee Jolly's retirement party from the Hayner. A little bit of everything.
It was a very, very busy week, and I got to start by saying thank you to Troy Community Radio. You were out on the levee for the Festival of Nations. You saw it unfold, and you stayed there, and we had a lot of remote spots from the levee, and I want to thank Troy Community Radio for showcasing that Festival of Nations. We had 18 countries represented, and I think it was well attended. I want to give a shout out to our Mayor's Youth Council. They helped us organize that. Certainly the team that worked together, and that included the Heath, Brock and Layla, and our co-chair was Michael Ham, along with Tom Funderburg. He was there the whole time. Jerry Mullins and his staff, the Parks Department. It takes a lot of folks to set that up, but when we do, it just highlights cultures within our community that come together and showcase what they're all about and their heritage.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're right. That is a lot of work to put it together. It's an afternoon affair on the levee, and it's all set up with tents and stage and entertainment, and like you said, a really good turnout and crowd for that, and the weather couldn't have been any better.
It was just a wonderful day. The weather cooperated. There was a lot of ifs in that weekend weather forecast, but it all came out, and we were very happy.
As always, the food is good. We've been there every year since we've had the station put together, and I couldn't imagine missing it at all.
Well, I want to thank you again. It was wonderful to see you in the highlight and to promote.
All right. You had the Mayor's Concert on Sunday. Again, that was like 2,000 people downtown. Loved seeing that giant flag, and then the cannons with the 1812 overture.
They rocked.
Yeah.
Literally rocked the windows.
And shook.
but I give a shout out to Dave Pinkerton and Marty Baker and that committee that works so hard to have a great Mayor's Concert each and every year. They've been doing that for 27 years, I believe, and each year it just seems to get better and better, and they allow me to get up there and represent the mayors of our county, and I haven't fallen off the stage yet, so that's a good thing.
That's a real good thing, and you're pretty well versed now in conducting.
Well, you'd think after 15 years of doing that, I ought to have it down, and so it was a wonderful concert, well attended, beautiful night. It was everything about it was just super. The chorus that was there, they performed well, and I know this is one of their highlights. They like coming to Troy, Ohio, and we certainly like having them.
Well, they do a fabulous, fabulous job. The other thing that took place last weekend was, of course, over at the Hayner Cultural Center. Linda Lee Jolly has retired.
She stepped down.
She stepped down, and David has stepped into place. And but they dedicated the solarium.
That's right. They had a little brass plaque they're going to call the solarium the Linda Lee Jolly Solarium. They gave her a key to Hayner. There were proclamations. There were certificates. It was a wonderful, well-attended event, again on Sunday, prior to the Mayor's Concert. So it was a good send-off for Linda Lee. She served us well for over 28 years, and now David Wyan and Rachel Bosey will take over, and I'm sure, knowing those two, the Hayner Cultural Center will thrive for years to come.
Now, I'm sure that we'll still see Linda Lee in the hallways of the Hayner from time to time.
She's got the key to Hayner, so she can come anytime.
And it's her house now, too.
That's what they call it. It's the house.
All right. Before we get into all the commotion that's going on today, Let's recap council.
Well, I want to start by Chief Simmons introduced to us 4 new firefighters that joined the ranks of an already great paramedic firefighter group at our Troy Fire Department.
I saw that we had gotten new ones.
That's right. Brandon Cottrell, Sean Fellers, Jesse Hackney, and Kendra Vanover. And I want to say something about Kendra. She will become the first female firefighter paramedic that we've had in Troy Fire Department.
How neat. Congratulations to her.
She's worked hard to get that honor. So, but all 3 will just add strength to a top-notch Troy Fire Department.
Excellent.
And then we went into the legislative part, and we did have one resolution that went with 9-0, and that was just to work out an agreement with the Miami County Commissioners on a water line extension. It was an emergency measure, so we can move forward with that project, 9-0. And that, then we went to ordinances, and we did have the ordinance that deals with more of a empty nester project Frank Harlow's doing, and that was rezoning 107.17 acres that goes from agricultural, residential, and OC1 now to office commercial district to a planned development. And Frank, we all know Frank Harlow, super supporter of this Troy community, is working hard with the Sherwood redevelopment, but also this project will allow for empty nesters, senior citizens, to have, that's his emphasis in trying to bring that project. And so that passed 8-0. And the reason that it wasn't 9-0 is Tom Kendall reclused himself because he's thinking about buying property out there.
That's
and
what
didn't want to have an appearance of a conflict of interest.
That's what I had heard.
That's then the other ordinance that we had deals with the Pink Ribbon Girls. They're coming back in October, on October 19th. We'll talk a lot about that in the future, but they had to have a non-withstanding provision that they need to pass ahead of that so that everybody knows the plan, and that passed 8-1. And the reason of the 1 is that they do want to have an alcohol venue, and there's no secret that I, for one, as the mayor, always look at family-friendly events and just question. I certainly support the event, Pink Ribbon Girls, and what they're going to do with. They're going to have a run. They've got a lot of plans. I think they had one of their biggest fundraisers in Troy last year. So we're preparing for that in October. The other has a public hearing on September 4th, and that will deal with the Troy Hayner Cultural Center in a parcel for a DRO application, and that'll come. They'll have a committee meeting, and then that'll come to full council later. But the public hearing is set for September 4th. So really, that was probably the highlight film of the city council meeting. But again, I'm just so happy to see we have now 4 new firefighters joining the ranks of an already outstanding Troy Fire Department. And one of those is a female, so I'm very happy to see that as one piece of the Troy Fire Department.
Something new for Troy, and it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Moving forward.
It's a great thing, and she's earned it. She's earned it.
Now, you won't have council again until next month.
Yeah, September.
September.
Doesn't seem possible, but we're already into football season, too.
Yeah, well, on Wednesday, kids went back to school this past week.
School's back in session, so be careful out there. Remember, the kids are all excited at this time of year, so let's be careful. But yeah, lots of things happening. And then I know there's things going on right now today I want to talk about.
Well, last night we had the Donut Jam.
Yep.
It's just a whole big donut weekend. Today is the Tour of the Donut and also the Be the Match Donut Dash, and they're already all out there now.
They're off, and we have somewhere in the neighborhood, as I estimate, 3,000 bicycles.
Wow.
We have a number doing the 5K run and walk. all with some great benefits to the community in terms of economic impact. But for Be the Match, it's a great thing. Tom Kendall's worked so hard. He's partnered with the Tour de Donut. It's going to go on, activities, entertainment, just a lot of fun things going on between now and 2 o'clock this afternoon. And that also coincides with the farmers market.
Yeah, the farmers market goes on until 2 o'clock this
That's
afternoon.
right. So we have lots of things going on this Saturday. And if that isn't enough, let's talk about Sunday too. It doesn't stop.
No, it doesn't. Sunday is going to be the United States Air Force Band of Flight. That starts at 7 o'clock down at Treasure Island Park.
And they wanted to be there. They were there last year. And, everybody knows the Air Force Band of Flight has downsized. They really have two groups. They have the Right Brass and the Systems Go, two different groups. But they will bring both of those groups down to the amphitheater at Treasure Island Park. It's a great way for us to support our military and our bands of the military. And the Air Force Band of Flight's been coming to Troy. They will be there Sunday night, 7 o'clock, Treasure Island. I'd say just come out and support. They will put on a great show for us. And I say if we have rain.
Okay.
We don't want rain, but if we have rain, we'll move it to Hobart Arena.
Oh, okay. So the concert goes off, rain or shine.
Right.
It'll just be, if it's raining, it's at Hobart, and if we've got another nice evening, it's down at Treasure Island.
Closes off another exciting weekend around Troy, Ohio.
There's never a dull moment, is there? And, hey, speaking of Tour de Donut and the Be the Match going on in downtown Troy right now, this is a family event, and there are activities down on South Market Street designed for the kids, so the kids can learn how to kayak. They've got the little small, shallow, I'll call it a pond set up in the street, and then that big aquarium that has all the fish in it that we would find in our river right here in Troy.
And I understand on the stage we're going to have some animals, so friends.
Yep, the zoo's back, and
it is, Clint, you brought it up, and I'm glad you did. It is a family-oriented event, so it's got something for people of all ages.
All right, another entertaining weekend in downtown Troy.
Absolutely.
Mayor, thank you so much. Mayor Michael Beamish. This has been the Mayor's Report. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1.